Well, we're at the Eccles Theater in Park City, Utah. It's 2017, January, and we're about to premiere an Inconvenient sequel, Truth to Power.
A week ago?
No,
Not last night. The DCP's been in Park City for a week. I feel very proud of that. We both do. An Inconvenient sequel, Truth to Power. Well, I think it has a bunch of different meanings. There's the historical meaning, which was the Quaker meaning that many civil rights movements have taken up over time, which is, taking the truth to the corridors of power, which of course literally is true in this case, now more than ever, right? Given where we are on January 19th, the night before the inauguration of Donald Trump. So it means that, but there are also a lot of other plays on it. Truth to power, power is electricity, how we power our world. So there's that as well.
And it's also a quote from the film. So we love that when the title comes from the actual message of the film, and for people who see it will understand when they get to the moment where you hear that phrase, it'll make a lot of sense. You have to be in really good shape because the man moves quickly. He travels a lot. He really gets up every day and asks himself from morning till night, what can I do to try to unlock the solution to the climate crisis? And he is just single-minded about it. He travels the world, he speaks to students, he speaks to young activists, he trains armies of activists, he gets involved in international politics, he tries to talk to leaders in our own country, in the US, about what the latest is on the science and the solutions to the climate crisis. So we just basically buckled up our chin straps and went along for the ride. And we also tried to stick with him with the camera in this film so that you're inside, you have kind of an insider's view of how he works, how he does his research, what happens when he negotiates
and
these.
After a while, I think he would even say that after a few months he forgot the camera was there. John was tethered to him pretty closely. We were asking him to, if he was going to a meeting with somebody, we would ask him to clear the permission with the person. It might have been a head of state or, a minister of the environment or the head of a business, but he was so committed to the success of the film that he would go ahead and do that. So we worked with him very closely. He was in the edit room at times, just looking at things and thinking about it, and he's relentless in his pursuit of the truth around the climate crisis. Well, it's 10 years later, so a lot of what Al reported in An Inconvenient Truth would have borne out, right? The science that he reported 10 years ago. And the science is borne out, and in some cases it's worse. Not only is it as he predicted, but in some cases it's worse. So we do make some attempts in the film to look back at what that was 10 years ago and where we are now. But also the biggest change in 10 years, and the real reason to make the film now, is that the solutions are in place. There's a cost-down curve to alternative energy that is just mind-blowing. It can go in all over the world. It's just a question of the world getting ahead and moving quickly and putting it in place. So that's really, I think we feel like that's the biggest change from 10 years ago.
10 years ago, An Inconvenient Truth put the words global warming and climate change on the map. The percentage of people who understood those basic concepts just went dramatically up when that film came out. It was in the ether of our culture, not just in our country, but all around the world. This film really builds on that. This film, in a way, takes as a matter of assumption that people know those basic concepts. Now it's about the drama of, will we change in time to save the future of the planet? So it sounds like kind of a highfalutin goal, but in a way it's like kind of the stuff of cinema, and it's a natural drama that unfolds in this new film. Oh my God! Well, there's so many things. We hit the lowest lows, and in some ways it's just so can get so bleak looking at the evidence of climate change. But on the other hand, we hit the highest highs in terms of our hope. There's really a huge amount of hope to be seen with alternative energy and how we could change as civilization to change our economy, to change the way we power the world in which we live.
And just, to state the obvious, the big elephant in the room is that we had the opportunity to spend a year and a half with Al Gore, and that changes you for life. So I think we feel very surprised by just how much it changed us, and how many lessons we've learned from him. I mean, it sounds corny to say, but it's a true privilege to, as filmmakers, to be able to be in that situation. It's true when you follow all kinds of people, but in this case, he's always been a real hero of ours, and so that was fantastic.
Sounds like the audience will get that as well then, hopefully, right? Is that what you're hoping
That's
for?
the
We're
hope.
hoping, yeah.
An Inconvenient Truth 10 years ago put it on the map. We know that global warming and climate change are real things now in the world. It's not really up for debate. But what people might not know is this battle that's going on between the alternative energy industry, which really has come to a point where it's as cheap, if not cheaper, to get our energy that way, and the vested interest in the fossil fuel old model. And it's a natural drama. It happens to be an incredible drama for film. So it makes the film very exciting, but it's also a very important kind of question for the world. How will we move forward at this point?